Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the OS World Cup 2021, week number 1, round of 32 here in the bracket. We're bringing you the last block of matches here this afternoon, featuring a couple of very hyped teams. We're going to be starting off with the defending champions, 3-time defending champions, 3 times in a row, number 1 seed United States. They will be facing off against number 32 seed Uruguay, who are making their first appearance in OWCs that have featured qualifiers, that is to say, in at least 3 years. I am going to be joined today by none other than William Stetson for this match. We are both very excited. I hope you're excited, Will Stetson.
I am very excited to watch Uruguay for the first time, pretty much ever, because qualifiers are never streamed, so I'm very curious to see how their star players are going to be performing today against the United States, even though it is a bit of like a juggernaut that they have to face in round of 32. Like, it's still going to be I'm excited for Uruguay.
Yeah, I am happy to see them making it back into the tournament. I didn't go back far enough to double check. I apologize for this. To double check when the last time was they participated in a World Cup beyond the qualifier stage. They came pretty close, I know, in qualifiers last couple of years, and just kind of barely eked out New Zealand for that number 32 spot this year. And, their reward is the United States, who, despite switching out, 5 players this year, are still the tournament favorites and are once again going to look to be a pretty dominant force. So I think it should just be, it's just a chance for Uruguay to show what they're capable of. I don't think anybody has any expectations for them. 1 point would be I think a good result. I don't think they're, I don't want to talk down on them, but USA is just a steamroll in OWC over the past few years.
Yeah, it's just a really tough matchup to come into the tournament with, but I mean, that is just what happens. USA for the last I think it's 4 years has not gotten below first in qualifiers, so just that always that last seeded team is going to have a incredibly uphill Everest battle. But we're gonna see here. I think picks and bans are being decided right now.
Yeah, USA, I mean, they have dropped a point in their first match the last 2 years, right? They lost the Nomad 3 against Turkey back in 2019. They dropped, I want to say, it was one of the 2 free mods in the first round against Malaysia last year. So, the precedent is there for all the 5-0 pick'em selectors. The precedent is there for Uruguay to get a point in this. It's the small victories. You take what you can get.
Yeah,
I don't know what the USA's weakness is this year, but we take
consistent. Low stage is always such a crapshoot. It's very possible for just one person, even on a team like USA, to just lose their focus for a split second, miss in the middle of the map, and now all of a sudden Uruguay has a very big opening to take a point if their consistency is proving good this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pressure, I think, on the carries from that team. You like Donna, Revo, FDX, maybe Ravi, the players who are most experienced on that roster are gonna have to come out and just try to perform their best. They're not gonna have any pressure on them. They're chilling. It's not, you know, it's like I said before, it's not a match they're expected to win.
It's going to prove a little more difficult now, though, because USA did just ban Nomad 2, which, I mean, notably, Uruguay's top players are, like, mechanics players. That is their best skill set, so to remove that from the pool is, like, a little bit, it's not going to be easy for Uruguay. And then Uruguay going to be banning Nomad 1, which is, I think, a bit surprising, because that is one of the more, like, strictly, like, RNG maps by stereotype, just because Nomad 1 is very easy to just, like, lose your focus on. But, yeah.
I kind of expected the Nomad 1 ban out of the United States. Actually, we briefly talked about that before the match started, that that might be something USA would want to get rid of just because of that kind of RNG factor. But I'm sure, you know, as a team, they're going to feel pretty comfortable in just about anything. They've rounded out their roster really well this year, has the United States. A couple of player changes that shored up their weaknesses. So I think it's just going to be fun to see how they do.
Yeah, very true. And then yes, Uruguay immediately picking Fremont 2 as their first map. This is the second match I've seen today where Fremont was the first pick. Probably going to be looking to gauge United States' strengths on their respective mods.
I think you just go into this as this Uruguay team, just kind of pick stuff you can have a good time with. I don't know that, you know, like I said, it's not a lot of pressure. It's not any high expectations. So it's like, yeah, this map is cool. Let's pick that.
Yeah, I mean, it is 200 BPM. Like, it's not a slow map by any means. And players like Donut are pretty experienced on the higher BPM type of stuff. So it's not like a bad pick or anything. It's just tough because looking at USA, it's like all of these players are very, very good at mechanics. Like, it's going to be an uphill battle every map, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just like go on the team sheet, be like, oh, this was a map we did okay on. Let's just pick that, because why not? Yeah, Uruguay getting the first pick. They will get at least 3 picks in this match, so I mean, you know, they've got the opportunity to kind of do some different stuff, but...
Yeah, and I guess for mods, we can probably expect, like, Fiery Rage Hard Rock, Utami Hidden, or something like that for USA. And then maybe, like, Donut Hard Rock and, like, Rebo Hidden. Something of that sort for the free mods.
Yes, sir.
That is an interesting...
Wait. Oh, USA. Whoa. All right. All right. USA is actually just hard flexing right now. The triple hidden hard rock. Okay.
They did better,
all right, boys.
Like, this is like...
yeah.
This is an incredible display of confidence, just even without having notes being clicked for United States.
If the USA... Oh, Exarch misses!
Exarch instantly misses.
Oh, no! Dude, if the USA loses this map going triple double mod... Oh man, that is a look and a half for them.
It is, but Kazuki does immediately drop as well the Nomad FC, which is going to just sort of match Exarch, even though he did only drop like 30 combo in. Kazuki actually missing again.
Kazuki's not having a good time in the first couple hundred combo here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you come into many matches and see a team go triple hidden hard rock, so that's going to be the story of this one. That is quite the mod advantage.
Quite the mod advantage and quite the accuracy advantage too. Like, we have like just 4 or 3 like 99 scores, and then Fancy Lad bringing up the rear with a 97. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Kazuki down at 95, Ronjiro down at 96. Yeah. Well, you know.
And Tana dropping as well.
You remember back in 2019? Wow, Donna and Ronjiro both those. There goes Fancy Lad. Back in 2019, the USA was kind of in that like disrespect mode. Oh my god, wait, the USA is actually kind of running it down the back. It's all missing. It's 1 FC to 1. They have a 400k lead for the USA, so I don't know if it's that worrying, but...
I mean, Rebel has a 600 combo with 99.6. This is still like... It's comebackable with fiery misses, and he does!
Got a fiery miss.
Rebel needs the FC.
Mayday. USA, what are you guys doing? This is 100% comebackable now, because Rebo's got another like 200k score, and Kazuki's probably got another 100k or so.
Oh, but
it's gonna be really close.
Donna drops on nothing though. That's not gonna help. But Fiery misses again.
Oh my goodness! Wait, this is comebackable in the last. This is gonna be so close. This is gonna be so close. No, don't tell me USA entered this away after doing this like overconfidence. No,
they got it. They got it.
Oh,
however,
my goodness,
that is just unreasonably troll from the United States. I don't understand that decision at all.
I mean, it was working until it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was working up until it wasn't. Nice shot from Rebo, by the way. Hidden 5100 FC. Shoutouts to him for the only FC in the lobby.
The only FC coming from Uruguay.
Yeah, USA, the triple hidden hard rock mod advantage looks a little BM in hindsight, not gonna lie, but they get the point, so it's all good. That's a breakpoint 1-0. That's how you start the match right there.
Yeah, I do think that this does really showcase, though, like, this is something I mentioned with Azer yesterday as well, but this is not about solo carry performances at a pool of this caliber. It is about the team performance, and just because United States had more consistent scores, they were able to take the point.
Yeah, it's like the delta between their best score and their worst score was not as high, because there were two players from Uruguay who finished under 600k, and nobody from the United States at that mark. So just doing what they could.
And we see Hidden 2 picked immediately by the United States.
You knew that was going to happen. I think that was like the biggest change to the United States coming from last year's roster to this year. Last year, the USA was definitively weak compared to some other teams, or at least that it was their weakest skill set on the low AR hidden stuff. This year, enter Utami and Takedo, two of the best low approach rate hidden players in the game, and all of a sudden the United States is now one of the best teams in the tournament at low AR hidden.
Indeed, they're finally living up to the toy roster.
So true.
Like, USA was just like permabanned ARA hidden against, and now I don't know why Uruguay didn't ban this, to be completely honest with you, but
yeah,
I guess
I don't know why you banned Nomad 1 over Hidden 2 in this case, but
I don't know. I guess like maybe Rebel's good at hidden. Like it's possible that if the United States wins, which I mean like it just happened, so like it's possible clearly that they could just take a lucky point, but who really knows? I'm very excited to watch Della's versus Mirash's Mahjong Soul 1v1 Grand Finals.
Yo, shoutouts to diff names for custom maps. I'm such a divided mind, because it's really long and it doesn't fit nicely on a spreadsheet, but it's kind of funny. And we are going to see Digital Hypno making his return to the OWC stage.
Yes, for the first time, and I think it was he just didn't play last year, right?
Yeah, he played 2019, just didn't play 2020.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited to see this USA roster on these types of maps, because Utami and Takedo will absolutely destroy Hidden. It's unreal how strong those guys are.
I think you will see an SS from Utami, if I'm being completely honest. I'm expecting that.
Yeah, I would 100% not be surprised to see Utami SS this. Now that we've said it twice, he's going to at least hit 100, because that's how this works.
But, or miss like a first note, and then we're just like, well, awesome. That's super cool.
That is a troll moment.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see Habib back after the first year of just taking a bit of a break. I think his rank climb for the last year sort of put him back on the map for the OWC contention.
Yeah, he's been training mechanics, and especially after seeing him in USC this summer, where he played unreal. I mean, USC, like the finals and grand finals, were some of the best performances I've seen out of Habib in a tournament in a very long time.
Yeah, very true. I remember that lovely Princess FC.
Oh my god, that was one of the sickest plays in that entire tournament for sure. You just do not expect to see FCs on that map. Also, he had a really good play the first time around on the Nomad 6.
True.
What was the name of that? Not Lovely Ice Cream Princess Sweetie, but the other... somebody...
I am not sure. However, getting back to this match, though, Uruguay already just not having a very good time with this. We have no FCs left on the board for Team Uruguay. Meanwhile...
Go for it.
still 4 FCs on the side of the United States. We are already a quarter of the way in, and it is like a 300k score gap. Although Digital Hypno does miss. Yeah,
Also,
that is unlucky.
Tommy is no longer assessing.
Yeah, instead it is Fiery Rage
Habib?
with the holding the SS.
Good.
Yeah, Habib is not
We do
FCA.
we do a little bit of trolling.
A marginal amount of trolling. However, yeah, Uruguay
it's-
just clearly not having a good time.
Yeah, this is something that is not within their skill set, clearly, for Uruguay. Not a map style that they're comfortable with. They did, like, marginally in the L'Oreal on in the qualifiers, but clearly not their specialty. USA
Fire
going to win
Rage
this by...
Does not get close.
USA's going to win this by 1,000,000 points?
I think it's going to be more. I just don't think that Rebo holding the combo is going to be enough to drag them to that 1,000,000 point. It's going to be more like a 1.5, I think, because it's only 2/3. Like it's already 2/3 in, and like the scores haven't even surpassed like 600 yet for USA.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to get quite ugly if the United States holds this 3-way into the ending. There are some combos being built up on Uruguay, so it's going to minimize a little bit of that damage, but it's going to be at least 1,000,000 points. And there goes Safety and Ronto, right as I said, and Rebo.
And Rebo too.
Hey.
That is going to. We may approach 2 million here.
Can we get a check on the largest margin of victory we've had so far on a single map? Because this is going to be up there, I think. This is 1.3 million and growing, and there's still about 150k left.
Yeah, for each player too. I don't think we're going to be seeing misses from Utami, Fiery, or Taquito.
Oh my goodness.
And Digital Hypno with the ACK is still going to get about 650k. Wow, but he is just chain missing.
Oh,
Utami is shaking. He is very nervous, I think.
All right, well, 1.8 million final margin of victory for the United States. Kind of expected, unfortunately, for Uruguay. That's just something that USA is good at, and Uruguay is not.
Yeah, that is just a very unlucky pick from the United States for Uruguay. But some impressive scores from United States.
Why did Uruguay lose that hop?
I think they must just really not want to play No Mod 1. They're probably looking to get this over with, if I had to guess, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, Taquito and Fire Rage, very impressive scores. Taquito with 3 100s. You did mention him being one of the better low AR players on the United States, and that is just like being made quite evident by that score.
Yeah, that was quite well done for Mr. Taquito.
United States does win the Mahjong Seoul Grand Finals. Congratulations.
What's the prize for winning Mahjong Seoul Grand Finals? What do you get, like a Mahjong set or something?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
A tile set?
Yeah, a Mahjong set, and I don't know, just the pride and glory, I guess. And then Uruguay does immediately go right back to those mechanics with DT3.
Oh boy, this is scary against this USA team, man. Everything's scary against this USA team. I shouldn't say that like it's surprising.
This is the X-Arc map for sure, and we do see him instantly come in. And then Fancy Lad also no slouch at finger control DT.
And we get to see Arison. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Arison making his long-awaited OWC debut for the United States. It has been a long time coming. I think the people have been bandying his name about as a team, as a player that could make it on that team for that DT speed, stamina, skill.
Yeah, he has been saying for multiple years that he was going to play OWC, and this is the first year that he actually did try out and say, yes, I will play on the team. So I'm very excited to see his debut here. And then Tommy rounding out the roster as well.
Yeah, this is should be another map that I think USA can perform very well on. Safety, Kazuki, Donnet, and Rebo for Uruguay will do what they can, but
surprised to not see FDX in for this lobby for Uruguay, because I know he's pretty decent at mechanics, but I guess they know something that I do not.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of the case a lot of the time with lower seeded teams. They know something that I don't.
Yeah, it's so true. I think we are going to be getting started in just a moment here. Also, X-Arc making his OWC debut as well this year, worth noting. We didn't really mention it, but this is also his first year So
yeah, I mean, this is the debut year for basically half this team, right? I mean, Utami
yep.
debuting, Takedo debuting, Exarch debuting, and Arison debuting are four players that are new to the World Cup this year.
All right, we're gonna get into this. Let's see.
I'm watching Arison accuracy with bated breath because
Yeah.
that dude's finger control is something of legends.
He is shaking a tiny bit, though. I think those first-time OWC nerfs are going to hit just a little bit, even though his accuracy is probably not going to suffer as a result of that. Also worth noting, Donut missing quite early, but I don't think it's going to matter yet.
Arison holding SS, nobody else over 97%.
Yeah, that's just
literally
really
180
awesome.
combo.
Yeah, that's really awesome and cool.
That's just normal. He's the player that is like that kind of late round insurance on anything that's speed or like finger control, because he scales so well. He's this good until grand finals. I mean, he's just never gonna fall off in this type of map. So
everyone looking pretty comfortable on this though so far. Even Donut with that early miss has recovered quite nicely.
Yep, USA accuracy lead is pretty big. There's a break from Kazuki, but if you look around 92 on Safety, 96 on Kazuki and Rebo. Meanwhile, USA has an SS, a 99, and a 97 from Utami. Like, USA just looking like clear lead based on accuracy alone, even taking out the misses from Uruguay.
This is chokeable though. If we see 2 more misses from USA, this is still winnable from Uruguay, but I don't anticipate it. Arison's still holding that SS.
Yeah,
is he gonna close this
I wasn't
out?
gonna talk. I wasn't gonna talk about it. I just wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh,
to the
come
SS.
on. However, still crazy accuracy.
Yeah, this accuracy is still ridiculous. And then this is gonna be another 1 million plus lead. It looks like. Oh, Utami missed an entire stream, and there goes Arison.
No.
All right, well, USA still gonna put up a good score. It's gonna be 1 FC. Oh my god.
Come on.
Guys, what
this
are we
happens
doing?
every time we cast a match. Like, it just happens every time. Anyways, congratulations on your one-way FC. United States, very impressive team score either way. Nothing below 900k. And just unfortunate misses coming out from Kazuki and Donut. Gonna just let USA take that. Even if they had FC'd, I don't think they would have taken it just off accuracy alone. But still, worth noting. And now USA's pick once again, 3-0.
Yeah, that was that was a tragedy. Shoutouts to Rebo, BFC. Shoutouts to Exarch getting his first OWC full combo.
And an instant going immediately back to hidden. Unfortunately, kind of telegraphed.
Yeah, but, there was no world in which the United States wasn't just gonna double pick hidden here. I'm pretty sure. Like, that was always gonna be how this went.
Yeah. Oh, we do see FDX making his way into the lobby for the hidden pick. And I think we are probably going to see exactly the same roster from the United States for hidden. Takedo Utami, Digital Hypno, and Fire Rage, presumably. Yep, and there he is. No one wants to play the Kaching map.
Yeah. This is gonna be. This map is actually. I think this map is actually pretty cool.
Oh, I
Not
agree.
gonna lie. I think
it's very cool. But not. It's very easy to miss in a tournament on this map. This map is very consistent for the entire map, but is incredibly I think it's a bit misleading in terms of difficulty. I think it is much harder than 5.8 stars. But
for sure,
we will have to see if the if the players agree with me. We will see how these performances go.
I think I definitely agree. I think this map is harder than it looks, especially with hidden. The overlap patterns and stuff can be pretty tricky, and then you have that kind of slightly awkward swing rhythm section near the end.
Yeah, this map is no joke, but I do think that United States, with the performances they just put up on the Hidden 2, are looking to be very comfortable on this, but we will see. I'm going to get started in just a moment here.
Yep, I think I'm just expecting United States to be very, very good at Hidden, as on Hidden 2. I mean, we just know, Takedo Utami is just going to be a really strong Hidden duo, and then whoever they fill with, which looks like it's going to be Fiery and Habib again, so same roster. Although Utami and Takedo are swapping slots. So, Maybe that'll help them SS this time. Nope, just kidding. They've already dropped it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do say that they are the core hidden players. However, they do have the lower accuracy.
Yeah.
Digital Hypno and Fiery both holding SS currently.
Yeah, Digital Hypno and Fire Rage, of course, both have the bonus over Takedo and Utami of having played in a couple of OWCs each, and by that I mean a lot of OWCs.
We do see FDX dropping his combo pretty early. I wasn't going to say anything, but I am surprised to kind of see him playing this map particularly.
Yeah.
And Safety following up very closely, along with Rebo. Oh boy, we just have one FC left on the team of Uruguay. Meanwhile, 2 SSs for,
two SSs
for United States.
And 4 overall FCs, United States. This is not starting off well for Uruguay.
Safety actually, with the slider break, it was not a... Oh wait, yeah, it was not an actual miss.
No, unfortunately, a break is a break. So the combo was eliminated, and there goes Rabi as well. There are no FCs left on Uruguay. Digital Hypno does
following it up, yeah.
That's still 3 FCs for USA, and that lead is just gonna start to grow. We hit that halfway mark as Rabi and Safety both break once again. Yeah, in case anybody was wondering what the difference between a top team and a bottom qualifier team looks like, these two hidden picks are kind of what happens when you take a team that's specializing in hidden this year and put them up against a team whose probably weakest mod is hidden.
Yeah, this is just kind of really definitive. We now are at over 1 million points and growing, only 2/3 of the way in. This may be another 2 million map if we don't see any breaks from the 3 FCs.
Safety is just not playing anymore.
Yeah, I
for a
think
while.
he must just be really nervous or like tilted, one or the other. But yeah, USA, 1.5 million points. Are we gonna hit 2 mil? I think we are.
This is gonna be pretty crazy because the United States does still have a bit of score to build up.
Yeah.
They triple FC here.
Oh, Digital Hypno with that break again. Make it more difficult. We are going to hit 2 million.
Oh my goodness. Yep, that is a 2. Yep, that's a 2 million point win on a hidden one from the United States. Well,
oh Jesus, that is
that's
man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just something else.
That you don't see victories like that very often. That's not the sort of thing that happens every day. Yeah, I'd say it's doing pretty well on that map, you could say. There's no with a 663k. Actually, just terrible. Just should be replaced on the roster. Should have been Aryu.
Yeah. Oh, so true. Yeah, very surprised we haven't seen Aryu play anything yet. But I guess that nothing like Super Amy has been picked yet, and he's probably more favored for stuff like that on their roster. But yeah, it is now 4-0 United States. Uruguay looking to hopefully put a point on the board, but I think it is now going to be very difficult. They really need to pick something that they can all play. I don't know what that map is, but who knows?
Nomad 2, DT3. Do you just like just pick Nomad 4 because it's kind of RNG?
Nomad 5 also kind of RNG, and that is what they are going to go with. This map is, I think, a lot more awkward than most Nomad 5s, for at least for tournaments. So this is very like, I think that United States could mess this up possibly.
You could say that, but then remember that Arison is going to be in for this, and Utami is going to be in for this, and I don't know.
XR also going to be in for this.
Yeah, this is the Speedy Boy roster, I guess.
Yeah.
Here, Arison, Utami, XR, Fancy Lad in once again, which is of course the same roster that they ran with for Double Time number 3. Running it back for no modification the 5th. Another pretty short one, minute 54 seconds, so I don't know about the timer overall, but the speedrun kind of happening here, unfortunately, for Uruguay.
Yeah, I mean, this is also, it's just unlucky that this map is so short because every miss really does matter, and Uruguay's consistency is not proving to be up to snuff to the United States, at least not today. So this could be, this could just be the 5-0 right here, and the match will be over in half an hour, but we will just find out.
Yeah, it's clear that Uruguay, like, has faith in their higher BPM play. I mean, they picked the higher BPM of the free mods. They picked the kind of consistency finger control speed DT. They picked no mod 5, but despite that, it's just not working out for them.
Fancy Lad and Rondro not in the lobby. I think we need to get a panic here in just a moment.
Yeah, not sure what's going on over there, but hopefully that gets itself sorted out.
And in the meantime, we do still have 2 SSs on the side of the United States in that slow part. Very easy to drop accuracy on, but does not seem like they're going to be doing that. Although Arison...
What?
I do not know what just occurred. That looked like a frame drop, if I had to guess, but
that was bizarre.
Sure. It doesn't matter just yet, because we don't know what Rondro or Fancy Lad's scores are currently.
I mean, let's just assume they're both FCing, because I think that's probably the safe bet.
Yeah, most likely. And we do just have since we had that early break from Kazuki K, United States is still going to be holding that combo advantage, or like the score advantage at least, even though Uruguay still does have the combo advantage technically, although we do not know what's going on with Rondro.
Yeah, it would be, I don't know if we maybe need a client panic here or something, but we are hopefully there. Let's see if we can get the other 2 in. Okay, there we go. So we'll be able to see what the actual score is. I don't know if it's going to make them play and catch up, or if it's just going to join in progress here. Everybody's kind of at a different place in the map here, so we're going to wait for the clients to sync themselves up, then we'll find out what's going on. And it looks like Uruguay is winning
right now, because Arison has it again.
Oh, there goes Donnet and Rebo, though. And USA does still have a triple FC. There's oh, there. Okay, the score just, like, did a thing. Happening? I have no idea. Arison still has a combo. Rebo... Wait... Okay, we're going to work this back here. Okay, so they were... Uruguay was still 4-waying, and then Kazuki and Rondro were the ones who missed. Fancy Lad XR Utami still FCing for United States. Donnet and Rebo still FCing for Uruguay. I'm going to guess that that's actually what's correct. And the United States it looks like the United States is going to have a 3-way full combo on this with Fancy Lad XR and Utami, and they're going to take the win. That was very confusing for all of us involved, and we apologize for the technical difficulties there. It's a double FC coming out of Donnet and Rebo, but Rondro and Kazuki K just a bit behind. And the triple FC from the United States with a 670k from Arison is enough for the USA to take the point. That was
very interesting to watch.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. The OSU tournament client does have some glitches from time to time that we just got to experience. But United States is going to take the point. Is going to take the very comfortable 5-0 win here in round 32. And they're going to move on. Round of 16 matchup will be with Brazil next week.
Boy, what a round of 16 matchup.
Yeah,
so unlucky.
Yeah, this year's round of 16 has some of the most ridiculous matchups that you're ever going to see. You've got UK versus South Korea. You've got, you've got Germany versus Australia. You have Canada versus Taiwan. I mean, it's actually unreal how strong this tournament is this year. The United States seeking a 4th consecutive OWC, and they start out their 2021 campaign in style with a very clean 5-0 win, featuring a couple of the biggest score differentials that you are ever going to see in some of those maps.
Yeah, that was a very, very impressive team performance from the United States. Also worth noting that XR did just FC that with 2 100s, I believe, which is kind of ridiculous. Better than Arison, better than pretty much everyone else in terms of accuracy. But even so, yeah, a very, very impressive performance from the United States just in general, getting pretty much over 3 million score on every single map with the exception of that one free mod pick. I think Brazil is going to have their work cut out for them, and we will have to see what happens next week in regards to that. But in the meantime, in about 30 minutes from now, we are going to be giving you guys the final match of the week, which is going to be Chile versus Argentina.
Yeah, that should be a good one. We get to see the debut of a very hyped Chile roster for this year. And of course, following that, we will have the round of 16 map pool showcase. So if you are UTC plus hours, make sure to maybe get a little late evening coffee or something. gonna be up for a late one here on this Sunday evening. But stick around half an hour from now. Chile versus Argentina. Be there or be square.
Hello everyone, welcome back for one final match in the round of 32. Yet again, it is I am Azer. One match remaining for Chile and Argentina, and hey, I am joined today again by Will Stetson.
Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to, yes, as he said, the final match versus a very hyped Chile coming in. I think this is probably the most hyped that Chile has been so far in like the history of OWC. Their roster is looking much stronger than usual.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty similar narrative to the match we cast last night. I think it was Indonesia-Mexico, where it's like everybody is talking about Chile this year. I think even themselves are a little bit surprised at how good they're doing. This is like by far the best they have done in qualifiers, and everyone has like really high hopes for them this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like a lot of people know their core players like Intercamming and Matthew have been making waves in the tournament scene, like open rank and community, like for the last year. Everyone is like, especially Matthew, like people have been looking at in like stuff like 1v1 tournaments where he I think beat Emrek in YSC finals or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's been just a very good for the Chile optics. But people are still not super aware yet of players such as Gonza, who has been, at least within community tournaments, very, very hyped over the last couple months. Yeah, so I'm very interested to see how he does.
I think where the credit lies in Chile's success is actually not so much with Intercamming and Matthew, because everybody knows they're good. I think the reason why they're so hyped and the reason why they did so good is they have a team to back those players up now. Every other player on that team is now also a top tier player, right? And yeah. I think to their credit, like a lot of people do not know them yet. They get to show this for the first time to a lot of people. Like not everybody watched or played in a lot of the tournaments that they played in this year, right? So like if you look at people like Danil, Montenegro, and Gonza, like just completely popped off and being very underrated. I think it's going to be very interesting to see them play. And of course, they have a lot of returning players as well in Zach Street and number 37, TFGE, not their first time around. Of course, we've also got Argentina, who, again, have a little bit of a monumental task ahead of them, but I think this is not the first time these countries meet. I'm pretty sure they've played a couple times already.
Yeah, they have, and Argentina is also, like, no slouch of a team. Like, I know that, like, obviously, the hype is around Chile just because you do have such a crazy roster coming in, but Argentina is very, very good. Like, it is worth noting that Emery Kuno is, like, one of the best South American tournament players. Slow burn as well, and Zeta also showed up very, very well in qualifiers. So like this is like there are many points that can be taken by Argentina in this round, and I think if we are paying attention to what's going on right now, it appears that Nomad 1 and Hidden 2 have both been banned by.
I think it's both Hiddens. Both Hidden. Wait, no, Hidden 1 is
Hidden 1 just got picked.
My mistake.
And yeah, Chile was the people who selected Hidden 1, which is not very surprising. I think that Hidden is like low-key Chile's best skill set, just because No 37 is like very, very consistent at all types of Hidden. Like he's just like, if people know Ryunata, he's very similar to that, but just in Chile. Very, very good mechanically, very good at reading like low AR, like AR7, even like AR6 stuff is pretty good. He has like the only Hidden FC on Ryusei Gun, I believe, which is a 10-minute AR6 map from 2007. Which is a very, very cool score. TFGE also used to be pretty known for his hidden skill. And then we have Gonza and Intercamming, who are going to be like the most probably watched players in OWC at this point. Filling out the roster. And then for Argentina, we have Emery Kuno 2, Slowburn, Zeta, and Panguo. All pretty expected. Panguo pretty solid at low AR, also pretty good at tech. And this is a bit of a, like, this isn't like just a standard aim map, so it's kind of expected to see him come in here. Very interested to see how he does on this. I think we're going to be getting into this pretty soon right here.
Yeah, Argentina, I think, are going to be looking to play around Slowburn and Zeta, who were their two best performing players in qualifiers. I think notably around anything that can be considered mechanics, so a lot of DT, Nomad 2, I think they had a really good score on. And it's probably their best bet because Chile doesn't shine in those elements. Like they're very good at them, but in terms of what you consider them strong at, and especially if you look at like some of their qualifier scores, they got top 3 scores on all of the hard rocks, on Hidden 2, which was banned, right? So I would expect Chile to go a little bit for those. So I'm expecting both of the Hard Rocks to come out from them, considering their scores were pretty crazy on them. And I think Argentina are going to look to pick more towards the DTs for this match.
Yeah, I was honestly very surprised to not see Chile ban Nomad 2 here, but I think it's probably just because Nomad 1 is such an RNG map at a stage so low. Like, if you lose focus for even a second, like, you can just have your score.
Yeah, so, Nomad 1, whenever you're the favorite team, Nomad 1 is always a strong ban because it is typically the map that has the most random elements to it, right? You can just miss once randomly. Like, the map is just built like that, and now suddenly you have 400k less score. So, like, yeah, it just works that way. It's easily the most random pick, so if they want to just play to their strengths and eliminate a little bit of that randomness, banning Nomad 1 is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, we are getting into this map now, though, and Note 37 does have a very, very early break on the given pick. I think this is probably just, like, you know, the first match nerves coming out a little bit. He is shaking a tiny bit. But right now, Argentina looking very, very good at the early part of this map. 2 SSs still being held. Tango is still at 99.
I'm looking at this real quick. So this match technically is Zeta's first OWC map being played. Obviously ignoring qualifiers. That's a debut for him, as well as Gonza on the other side. This is his very first map being played, and both of them have been pretty good so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, both holding a 99.67 and SS, respectively. Penguo did get a miss, but it was matched by TFGE very closely behind. And Intercamming misses on nothing. That is going to be actually really bad. We are already halfway through the map at this point, and Argentina is just going to start to run away with this with their 3 FCs still intact. Even though Slowburn does drop, they still have a 2 AFCs. That is still holding 99. Emery Kunatu not too far behind, but this is still winnable for Chile if we see a break from either Emery Kunatu, there it goes. Penguo now dropping as well.
That Chile pattern has gotten so many people, and we're at the hardest part of the map here, so we're expecting a couple more. There we go.
Yeah, and Zeta drops his last FC. Now with Gonza still FCing. There we go. His debut. His debut. This is his debut run. He's still holding the only FC for Chile. Let's see how far he can run this.
Yeah, I think they definitely needed this as well. This map has been a little bit of lots of misses in unexpected places from people you wouldn't really expect. So Gonza doing good here is definitely much needed for Chile, especially if it's your first pick. Like, you cannot mess this up. Like, it's your first pick. It determines, like, the pace of the match, right? So
yeah, I've said this before. This map is very unforgiving. It's really, like, not... The star rating is not accurate. I would say this is at least, like, a low 6-star in terms of aim. Gonza does finally drop his FC, but it doesn't matter. He did enough work to bring back the score lead. They are going to be winning this by about 500k, it looks like? 600k, yeah, actually.
Yeah, and again, Chile doing pretty good as well. Intercamming TFG coming back from those early misses. Still getting some really respectable 700ks on this.
Yeah, that's by all means a pretty good team performance from Chile, even though we did see a couple of early misses. Argentina just not able to keep up on this one specifically, but the team scores were very consistent, which is nice to see. Nothing super, like, stand out of, like, a bad performance. So
it looked pretty promising for Argentina for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that that is indicative of, like, what may happen in the coming maps. And also worth noting that was Chile's pick. So Argentina can now respond with something of their own.
Yeah, so we're looking at, I think Nomad 2 here is good. I think any of the 3 DTs is pretty good for them. I don't think they want to go for any of the free mods. I would expect Chile maybe to go for them. And maybe we've seen a couple teams pick free mod 1, especially the lower seeded teams. It is one of the easier maps in the pool, if not the easiest map in the pool. So it offers them a little bit more of a fighting chance. But if they want to play to their strengths, I think the play here is definitely going to be Nomad 2. Maybe they want to keep that one for later, but I would say it's easily their strongest map in this match.
I do agree. I hope they don't overthink this too much and pick Free Mod 1 just because it is the most similar to Nomad 1, which Chile did ban. But we could see that. I don't think that Free Mod 1 would be like a completely unexpected pick, even though I don't think it's the optimal one. Yeah, I do agree that Nomad 2 is probably their best bet here, but they're probably thinking about it. I'm not sure what they're gonna go with.
Well, they're taking their time. It's pretty early on, right? So something. Oh, it is DT2. All right.
Yeah, that was like one of the other ones.
I was gonna say one thing that's kind of common is your first pick always has some nerves attached to it. I think most players will agree that the very first match, the very first map that they play, I guess technically the second one as well. Like the own team's first pick is always like the one that people are most nervous on, they have the most expectations on. So if they have a strong pick, sometimes it can be smart to delay it so that you're more comfortable by the time you play the pick, right? So
yeah, that's very true. All right. Well, I think they're going to be swapping some rosters around really quickly. We do see Matthew come in pretty much immediately in favor of Note 37, which does make sense. Note 30, he's not very proficient at stuff that isn't hidden, but Matthew, you know, just I think the star player of Chile at this point makes sense for him to come in. And then we have Montenegro coming in as well for TFGE. I don't really recognize Montenegro, so I'm interested to see how he does on this.
he's specifically a speed player that's kind of popped out of nowhere recently, so very excited to see how he does. He did really good in the qualifiers runs for them. They played intercamping Matthew, Danil, and Montenegro for the most part. Gonza did play a little bit. He played the DT2 in qualifiers, which this map is quite similar to. Of course, it's the same slot, so and he almost top scored. He got a 99 FC on that one, so no stranger to this type of map. On the Argentinian side, I think Slowburn, Penguo, and Zeta are probably going to be their staple for DTs. Lixalia is, I think, supposed to be pretty good at DT, but did not really play any of the DTs in the qualifiers. They played Richo instead, so...
Right. I think that Richo, he's a bit newer to tournaments, so that it makes sense to put Lixalia in favor, at least on paper. But we are going to see what happens. In the early stages of the map, it looks like everyone is holding pretty well. No breaks just yet. And Matthew's still holding an SS, about a quarter of the way in. Don't know how long that will last, but still impressive he's holding it. Yeah.
He's gonna do it. He's doing it now. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, scores are looking pretty even so far. No one below 98.8 on the side of Argentina, and no one below 98.5 on Chile. Everyone actually looks really comfortable almost in the entire lobby. That act difference is the only reason that Argentina is winning. Intercamming just slightly lower than that of Slowburn, but now with Slowburn's slight act drop, that is going to be matched. They are like neck and neck here, approaching the halfway point.
Yeah, when a map is at this state, it's always very nerve-wracking to watch because any single mistake from anyone essentially just shapes the entire map, right? We're halfway in now. You can't miss here, right? You just cannot. Like everyone has so much combo that if you just drop any of it, it's just so impactful. So right now, it's all about act, and Argentina's winning it a little bit, but it just changed.
It's like a 10k. Yeah, it's like a 10k point difference, and on DT, that's more like a 6k point difference when you're like taking into account the multiplier. So as soon as someone misses, the score lead is just going to explode. However,
looks like Matthew also did get 1 or 200s. My bad, guys. The script is broken.
Unlucky. And Zeta also drops his FC. I did not notice that. And Lixalia falls slow, very closely behind. Chile still with a 4-way FC. They are just going to run away with this. And Penguo dropping his FC as well. Oh god,
this is now collapse at the end.
Yeah, I think the nerves just really kicked in for everyone at about the same time. Slowburn drops his FC too. That is going to be it. Chile still holding 3 strong. Gonza, Intercamming, and Matthew all looking very, very strong. Montenegro is a bit newer, so it's expected that he got a little bit nervous at the end, but still putting out about 840k by the end of this. I think a little higher, actually. But yeah, very, very respectable team performance from Chile. This is going to be a 2-0 and a break point.
Yeah, this was a solid effort for them, honestly. The score gap is insanely high, but honestly, not that big of a difference here. Just a couple of misses. I think Penguo missed twice, but it's really just only like that one or two of the sections on the side of Argentina that like made up all that score difference, right? So especially with DT, like with the score multiplier, it just like snowballs to such a ridiculous amount. So you look at this and you're like, wow, it's this 1 million score difference, but realistically, it's just a few misses that made it so one-sided. This was still pretty close. I think it's still a good showing for Argentina, but unfortunately not going to win their first pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unfortunately like a group stage moment. It's like it's very, very close until it is not close at all once the nerves kick in. Like that's even though the score difference is so high, I don't think it's a testament to how like not consistent Argentina is. It's just a testament to like how prepared Chile is for a matchup of this caliber.
All right, let's see some hard rock here, I think, from Chile. I think that's what they're looking at.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad pick. But they go with DT1.
I mean, that's also a pretty good pick. They do have pretty respectable DT players, and I mean, that map went exceedingly well for them, so why not just keep going for that?
Yeah, I do think it's just a little surprising considering this is the A map. They did ban No Mod 1, and Argentina is showing to be very proficient at mechanics, just maybe not as consistent as Chile. So it's like not a bad pick, but I just think it's surprising to see them pick an A map after banning one. It's probably not a bad pick though. Intercamming actually going to be coming out of the lobby for Chile, and Daniel making his first appearance this year.
Daniel has been such a strong part of this team as well, so pretty excited to see him in for this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know him for his solo play, especially a few years ago. He used to be very, very strong in like the more like farmy like aim stuff. But he has, over the last year, really rounded himself out. He is now a force to be contended with in these tournaments. We do see Richo coming in for Argentina as well, going to be his first appearance as well. Slowburn and Emery Kuno 2 going to be staying in, and I'm not sure who we're going to put in for Argentina's fourth. I think we can probably expect to see like Zeta or Emery Kuno 1. But we will see. Yeah, the OG Emery Kuno. Oh, but we do see Penguo coming back in actually. I'm surprised we haven't seen Emery Kuno in yet. And we actually do see Intercamming coming in as well for Chile.
I don't think the maps that have been picked so far aren't really playing to Emery Kuno's strengths. That's probably why. I think once we stop seeing DTs, he's probably going to be coming in. He hasn't really been playing any of them, right? So.
Yeah, no, he is not. He's not notably DT player. He's a better aim player, very, very consistent on stuff like No Mod 1, but unfortunately that is banned, so I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing him very much during this match.
I think one interesting part of this is usually DT1 is going to be the highest average score in a round this early, but I think that in this particular pool, this map is actually quite hard to combo. We've seen a lot of much lower scores, even though it's pretty comfortable for a lot of players. I think just like the increased difficulty in relation to the rest of the pool here makes this a pretty strong pick for Chile. They're always looking for things that are higher skill cap so that they can abuse some of their stronger players, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is something that Intercamming just absolutely eats alive, as we can see from his current SS. However, the team accuracy of Chile is just a little bit lower than Argentina's, which is why they do currently hold the score lead. This is exactly what just happened on DT2. So hopefully their accuracy does not, sort of engage the nerves a bit too early.
Yeah, you really have to respect that from Argentina, though. Ooh, they collapsed a little bit.
Yeah, that is a bad double break.
Even the last map, like you look at their team accuracy, they were holding the lead the whole time, and it's not like Chile was having any bad accuracy. Like everyone's holding 99 on this.
And Matthew misses on nothing. That is not good for Chile. He needs to be backed up by the rest of his team here. And Intercamming misses too, but Richo matches him. That is another FC gone, and is now just Penguo holding the SS halfway through.
These are very weird misses from Chile.
Yeah, I don't really get this. However, it just doesn't matter because they do still have the combo advantage. And Penguo drops his FC. That is going to be... It's not nail in the coffin status yet. We could see breaks from Montenegro and Daniel, but it is getting to that point with Matthew and Intercamming recovering. Especially with that double break from Argentina, Richo and Penguo. That is not going to help out the cause. We're now looking at 400k and growing. Richo keeps missing. That is not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is the skill cap coming in, right? Like, some of the jumps on this are actually quite difficult for teams that are more accustomed to playing some earlier rounds. I think that this is where the experience of playing later rounds really comes in, right? So Danil, very high skill cap. You said his solo scores have been very good, and Montenegro, we're not too familiar with him, but this is kind of the things he does, right? So like anything that's like super high mechanics, a lot of speed. This doesn't really have any speed, but yeah, I mean, they're coming in pretty big for this one. Matthew and Intercamming as well kind of recovered pretty well. It looks like they were pretty close to SSs as well, just like with one unfortunate miss.
Yeah, this is definitely a very impressive score from Chile. Even with those misses, like they're putting up almost 3.9 mil. Like that is nothing to scoff at by any means. Argentina just not able to hold up on the I think the higher mechanics aim stuff.
I think Intercamming with 400s. Actually, Penguo with 200s as well. That's 200.
Yeah, that's
breaks,
crazy.
Man. That is super respectable. That's kind of scary actually. The potential is crazy there.
Yeah, very respectable, but just very unlucky. That consistency is so important in these early rounds, and I'm not sure that Argentina has the consistency to match up with Chile.
Alright,
Well-
Argentina, DT's not been working. This is where you pull out the no mod too.
I agree. I hope that they. I hope they're listening. But we're gonna see. Yeah, no hidden to abuse. No. Yeah, I think they just have to go with either Nomad 2 or Nomad 5, right? Like even
Yeah, I
Nomad
would
5
think
is
so.
a risky one, but I would go Nomad 2.
And I don't think they should be going for anything in the free mods. I'm pretty sure that just the mod players on Chile are just gonna run away with it. Like some of their players are pretty insane, and they do go for Hard Rock 2. That is
I don't get this one.
very questionable. Chile had the second highest Hard Rock 2 qualifier score, right behind South Korea, and Argentina's pretty far down on that list. So I'm questioning this one a little bit, but
Yeah, I really don't understand this one. It is 5.5 stars. It's not like a crazy difficult. Actually, no, it's not 5. That's the base rating. My bad. But it's still like it's a bit easier than qualifiers, and notably Amuro very good at Hard Rock. So he could be their carry here if Chile proves to not be as consistent as we think they might be. But this is still like on paper, I really don't get this pick.
yeah, and this does play pretty similarly to that one in qualifiers as well. So it is very close in mapping style. It's just a little bit slower, really.
Yeah, it's also so difficult because CS 6.5, it is very important to be consistent on this, and right now it's looking like Chile is just putting up like pretty ridiculous team scores in general. I don't think that they've been missing on very like it's not been like focus misses for a lot of their team, with the exception of that like just DT2 showing from Matthew Ninja Camming. But
I would expect Zaxarine to come in, but he's not.
yeah, I don't get this. I don't understand. You like Penguo is not. Oh well, as I said it. Oh, and there's Emery Kuno, his first appearance. This does make sense to put him in here, but I do agree with you that I don't understand why we're not seeing Zax Reed.
I mean, Gonza's been doing pretty well. Maybe it's just an extra player they have. Maybe they want to give him a little bit more experience because Zaxford has plenty of that. I think this is his like 6th World Cup or something, 5th World Cup.
Yeah, something like that. He's a
every
veteran.
year.
Yeah, he has been around for a very long time. However, I mean, like this roster from Chile is just looking very scary, though. Like you said, like they're technically they're 3-star players. Intercamming Matthew Daniel coming in, and then Gonza, who just like pulled out one of the best scorers of his team. Like, I don't think that this is at all a bad roster.
Mm-hmm.
But this map is pretty short, so misses do matter quite a lot here. But everyone is looking pretty comfortable in the very early parts of this. 3SS is still being held by Argentina and none for Chile, so as expected. Oh goodness, we just see 3 breaks. Daniel, Emery Kuno, and Amuro all breaking. That is not a good sign of things to come. Amuro breaking yet again. Chile going to be taking a very early, about 40,000 point lead. Gonzo dropping 2 though. They're going to sway this back, except it's not because Amuro and Emery Kuno also missing. This map seems very, this seems very misleading.
It's very punishing.
Yeah.
It's very punishing. A lot of the patterns are very unassuming. They look a little bit innocent, but it's just 6.5. It's gonna get you.
Yeah, we're already halfway through, and Chile is winning by
Gonza.
about 50. Oh, Gonza drops his FC though, so there is only 1 FC remaining for Chile. But now Lexale dropping his FC2 is going to keep this pretty even.
Okay.
And then Amuro dropping again. That is really not going to help things out. But this is very close halfway through. If we see like any break from like intercamming or even Daniel, like this is going to go pretty much immediately back in the favor of Argentina, provided that we don't see any more breaks.
We have seen a lot of breaks, like pretty random breaks from intercamming here, so I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah,
there it is.
and as you say it, intercamming, dropping his score. Emery Kuno still holding it. Emery Kuno 2 is still holding his FC.
It's all on him, though. There's just no combos here. And Danilo's recovered pretty well, so Chile gets to keep the lead, and it's gone.
Yeah, his. Are you seeing his shake?
He needed that, yeah.
Are you seeing his shake? He is. Oh,
Yeah.
man, Emery Kuno and Amuro still dropping. this is a disaster for Argentina. This is a grave mispick, I think. If we're looking at Daniel, like, he is absolutely destroying this map currently. That early break just proving to not matter at all.
I don't know. Maybe on paper this was really bad, but honestly, they're again, I think a lot of the maps in here, they look like they're pretty close until they just aren't.
Yeah.
They're just missing like the last like half of every map. They just like fall apart, you know? It's a little bit unfortunate. Like, they definitely have it there, just need a little bit more consistency, but I mean, Emmerich, you know, too, like, did pretty good until that miss. He had really, really high accuracy as well the whole time.
Yeah.
Not enough, though.
Yeah, this one is just kind of unfortunate for Team Argentina. Chile just proving to be too strong. Intercamming also with that S rank, very impressive.
I was a little bit worried, honestly. Even Gonza missed a bunch there too. I was really expecting Zaxford to come in here because even on all of their qualifiers runs, Zaxford did just not miss on Hard Rock. So
he may not be here.
It's possible. He hasn't played so far, so that's a possibility.
But yeah, that is going to be 4-0 for Chile. Things are starting to look pretty grim for Argentina, but it is their pick. So I think that this... Oh, wait, no, it is not their pick.
I believe it is Chile's pick, yeah.
Yeah, so... I wonder what they pick here. I'm not sure.
They're gonna go for Hard Rock 1. They copied the DT, now they're copying the Hard Rock.
I see.
I'm wrong. It's Snow Mod 5.
No Mod 5. Yeah, that's... I get it, but at the same time, like, Argentina is, like, really good at these, like, not as aimy, like, very mechanical maps. Even though this is a pretty awkward No Mod 5 for No Mod 5's sake, this is still, like, I think a bit more in contention than people may think.
I think this is a pretty good pick, honestly. You slap... What are they going to do? Intercamming, Matthew, Gonza, Montenegro probably on this?
Yeah, presumably. I don't think we'll be seeing Daniel and something like this.
I think they just play this type of map like super well.
Yeah, that is very true. However, Zed has been showing up, so I think that he could also do pretty well on this. Emery Kuna, too, also has been putting up pretty consistently, like, the higher-end scores for Argentina. So, not exactly a bad roster to go into this with.
I think the difference on this map is, as you've said, it is mapped in a little bit of an uncommon fashion. I think there are a lot of things that are not the speed elements of the map that are going to catch people. And when you look at the Chile's roster, I think they have 4 people that are, I think, way more accustomed to those things. And when you just compare the roster, just looking at names and stuff, like, I think Chile, on paper, is a lot more comfortable on this. Again, not just the speed element of this. This does have 240 bursts, but that's not the hard part in this map for a lot of the people playing this.
Yeah, I think that Matthew particularly is actually, like, pretty good at, like, awkward aim type of stuff, so I think we can probably expect to see an FC from him. And then, you know, Gonza's just been playing very well, so he can probably match him. He's not a slow player by any means. But I think we're gonna see here. JLHF's coming out. We are going to get started.
And Argentina really need to get something on the board here. Could be their last map for today.
Yeah, they did put Richo in for their final player. Not a bad decision. Pretty good at DT. And this is like, it's not DT, but, you know, decently mechanical. I just wonder how he's going to hold up on the aimier sections of this map. Very slow section to begin the map. Looking around to see if there's any early shake, but I don't think that anyone is looking too nervous at the beginning of this. Montenegro with a very early drop, very similar to what happened to Erison in the earlier match. Just, I think, fell a bit behind on there, so Argentina is going to take a very early lead on this pick.
Again, that's what catches people, man. It's not the speed, it's just the slight over-aim on like a really short slider. Takes you off guard at the very beginning, but it's early enough that I don't think it should matter too much. Argentina does just have a pretty comfy lead for now, though.
Yeah, winning by almost 100k halfway through the map, that is looking pretty good. We need to not see them fall apart here, though, because this is what has happened. Argentina syndrome, and they do lose one of their FCs. now Chile, with the combo advantage, Montenegro has recovered quite nicely.
That was
going to start to
painful.
fall. Yeah, that was just super unlucky for Emery Kuno too. But we've been seeing some random misses from Chile too, so even though they do have the combo lead, it's very, very slow coming back over to them. Let's see if we see any more misses. Combo lead has, or score lead has now switched to Chile. Shake's probably going to start to come out here. Oh, and Lexalia breaking his FC. That is so bad for Argentina.
It's probably the hardest part of the map as well here, so...
Yeah, I know, it's expected, but this is still, like, Chile is just absolutely exploding right now. They have, all, like, not a four-way, but pretty close. Emery Kuno dropping again. Now a 400k lead. I think that is going to be it for Team Argentina. Chile going to be taking this 5-0.
And
that is actually
up with... Matthew!
Come on!
Oh, with the Matthew SS.
Oh, it's an SS.
Oh my
Just ignore
God.
it. It's client.
Matthew, please.
It doesn't even matter. What an impressive team score from Chile. Like 3.8 million on this map is very, very impressive. Argentina just unfortunately not able to keep up. Zeta does FC, but Emery Kunatu and Lexalia just not able to keep the combos far enough. But a very well fought match from Argentina. I do not think that this was like, yeah, it says 5-0, but like these maps were not very close. We're not very like, you know, they were all contested.
They really were, especially like up until a certain point in the map. I think this is where like the experience comes in and makes a difference, because Argentina for like the first half of every map was putting up a real fight and often having accuracy leads and stuff. They just not able to hold it together for the full duration, right? And that's where Chile comes in, and they are able to do that. They've been they've been practicing this kind of stuff so much this year. A lot of them have been super active in community tournaments. Like we say this a lot, but that's because it does make that difference, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Nerve control. If you don't play a ton of community tournaments, that is just like the only place that you can learn that type of skill. So if you're a bit newer, like it is very difficult to compete in that regard. But yeah, that is going to be it. Chile going to be taking the 5-0 victory. They are going to be moving on to round of 16, where they face... I am not sure. I need to check.
yeah, we actually have a little bit of time here. So we do have the map pool showcase coming up, but we need a little bit of time to set things up. So you know what? Why don't we actually just take a look at the bracket?
Sure.
And take a look at some of these matches. Because this is it, right? This is all of this is all of round of 32 has just been played. We're done and wrapped up now. We have every matchup. Of course, it's round of 32, so there's a losers bracket as well. But here we go. So here's the bracket. We can take a look at this. Not too many upsets, I would say. A couple of the matches were really close, but I think in terms of upsets, you're probably looking at Finland-France being the biggest one.
Yeah, that one is just... I couldn't even believe it when I was watching it. And yeah, also worth noting that Spain was able to take 2 points off of Canada. I think that was not expected for a lot of people, especially for Canada's second place seeding.
Not at all. I mean, Canada has been a little bit of a... Nobody really knows their power level, I would say. Not even myself.
I don't think Canada knows their power level.
Yeah, it's very hard to pin them down. We were underrating them a little bit, and then they come into qualifiers and they say, no, we're really good. But then they drop 2 points to Spain. To Spain's credit, they did play very well. I think most interesting in that side of the bracket, though, is the fact that Taiwan-Romania happened, which was a very close match and was very... probably I would say the best match of this round in terms of how close it was and how, like the expectations that went into this match. But I think most notably, this is like in terms of round of 16 matchups, I think Canada-Taiwan, this is like the 4th time they get that, and the 3 previous times that went to a tiebreaker which favored Canada. So watch that match. It has a tiebreaker. It's in the script. I swear to God.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is very, very possible that we see that. We have some just absolutely brutal round of 16 matches as well, though. Like we have like USA Brazil round of 16. You have, like you said, Canada Taiwan.
Okay, guys. Germany Australia is a round of 16 match.
Germany Australia.
Let that sink in for a moment. Germany Australia is a round of 16 match. Make sure you're there for that, because that's going to be pretty hype. But I think a lot of the matchups are already in the winners bracket. A lot of the matchups are very, very, very high level. You're looking at elsewhere in the bracket as well. You've got United Kingdom versus South Korea, which is insane. Very evenly matched teams as well. Seed 8 versus seed number 9. And now, as a result of this match, you've also got Chile and Russia, which, I mean, Russia, we've been talking about Chile a lot, especially since they just played, but I mean, Russia's kind of just always quietly been there, having a lot of potential, but not always realizing it. I think we're always just kind of waiting for the moment they pop off, you know, like this could be the year, we don't really know.
Yeah, even with the loss of Skrull earlier this year, like they still have an incredibly strong 8-man roster. They did 5-0 their match, I think it was yesterday. So I think that they will put up a very, very good fight in the round of 16. But we're just gonna have to see. As you said, they do tend to choke in like quarterfinals thereabout, and they do go out a bit earlier than a lot of people anticipate. However, this could be the year that they look to change that. So we're gonna have to see that next week.
Yeah, and again, there's also a lot of lower bracket matches that we're not really going to get into in the interest of time. But as a reminder, none of the teams are out. They're still playing up to 2 matches in the losers bracket next weekend. So if your favorite country is still in this, make sure you support them next week. For the time being, though, we are going to take a 10-minute break or so, where afterwards we'll be taking a look at the round of 16 map pool together. There's some real surprises in there. It's a banger pool. Make sure you step in for that. For now, though, that's going to be it for now. See you guys in 10 minutes. Well, again, thank you for commentating.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we will see you all in about 10 minutes. Be there or be square.
Hello everyone, welcome back. It is time for the round of 16 map pool showcase, and we've got the boys gathered. I am here again with OMG4s, the head pooler.
Hello, I'm doing fine. How about you, Aza?
I'm doing good. These maps are awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see all of them. Of course, we've also got Half Slashed.
How you doing, Azer?
I'm doing good. I just said so.
I just need to hear that on repeat, man.
Dude, are you doing good twice?
I am.
Yeah.
I am apparently. I mean, honestly, after seeing some of these maps, Tiebreaker is pretty poppin'. I'm a big fan. It's gonna be about an hour until we get there, though. But I think we've got a pretty good pool this week.
I do agree that the pool, at least compared to last year, is definitely better, but I still think this could have been better with more time, but generally I am happy with it.
Yeah, there's some stuff here. A lot of familiar names. Hopefully nothing too crazy.
There is, I believe, 3 mappers doing their first OWC maps here. Technically, one of them is a collab for 2 of them.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, there's a few new faces, 100%, yeah. It's also something I try to take advantage of, is the good man Halslash here with courses testing all these mappers out. And I'm just taking wait, this map actually works pretty well? Wait, he's on time and he's motivated? Oh, sign me up! Thank you, Harvey, for testing these guys.
The ideal mapper. Anyway,
Hey,
I think
look.
I think while we're talking about that, we could probably get going though, because it's Nomad 1 and it's not a new mapper. Let's get into the Nomad 1 by Nana Abe. Here is Wing of Destiny.
Oh yeah, so this is a slightly unusual Nomad 1. It has way more streams than you would expect. There's a decent amount of bursts, which are definitely a big aspect of the map. They did get toned down a bit with some kickstarters and stuff, but generally they still exist and you still have like that hard difficulty of it. Don't worry, we've got other stuff in the pool to kind of round it out, but generally that's your Nomad 1. If you've seen the tiebreaker last week, you can expect something similar in aim style, I would say, almost. It's the same mapper, and this was actually the first map we got him on for, and then we found, hey, actually this guy on tiebreakers?
Yeah, when I see this style, I'm just like, yeah, he really was made for tiebreakers, I'd have to say. We definitely saw that last week, but you can see this in his Nomad 1s too. I mean, for a lot of people, you know, tiebreakers are, you know, Nomad 1, just like a little bit harder, or they add in one other skill set, so pretty natural.
Alright, is there anything else you want to add to that, Aza, or do we just go right down to meme lane?
I mean, it's the usual.
Okay.
It's no secret. There's not much to say. I think we've already said it. I guess I could say, I'm pretty happy with seeing more or less the same mappers for the 1-1 a lot. I think there's like a couple of people we meme around it a lot, right? But like, it's not like it's easy to feel like it's kind of hard to map for the style properly, but like, there's a lot of people that do it like really good, and most importantly, that players really like. I think Nana Abe is one of those people that you would think of. I think you would think of like Barking Mad Dog. You think of you did it last week, I think. Who's the one last week?
Natamori?
Natamori.
Sorry, qualifiers. Skyflame. People really like Skyflame. You see these names a lot for Nomad 1, I think, right? So it's just nice to see them repeat. I think they do a very good job.
Yeah. Although I do think that these mappers can definitely do more than that and branch out, and that's something I also want to see. Obviously, it's pretty safe to go for yet another like Skyflame Nomad 1, but it does work. But you know, giving the players a bit of variety would also be good. At least for WC, this is variety for now, because we didn't have another Abe Nomad 1 yet, and there you go. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of mappers who can probably do a pretty good Nomad 1. And then there's mappers who you think maybe can do an Nomad 1, they say they try.
Yeah, everyone
and
thinks
then you end up with a real lazy Nomad 1. That's a cursed map from Courses 2020. I remember that one.
Oh no.
It's a cursed binned map from Courses 2020.
Exactly.
It never saw the light of day.
Yeah, because I told them, bro, this needs to go.
Oh man.
But we need him for other things though. I mean, he really.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you'll see him on the Nomad 4 slot this year.
There's no way we don't.
Is there?
It's a blunder if Real Lazy's not doing a tech map for Eddie.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, we'll see.
By the way, I don't actually know if he's doing it or not. But anyway, so moving on now, the stream Nomad. Let's get into Nomad 2 by Astronic. I think very similar story here. Astronic, I think, very prominent at mapping this type of thing. Something that players really like. I know a lot of stream players really like this mapper in particular. And here he is. Here's Amber Wishes.
Yeah, Stronic is a mapper who pretty much popped out and started mapping streams, which sometimes had some patterns which are really player unfriendly. But the cool thing about tournament mapping, you can give a bit of feedback and kind of tell them, hey, change it a bit, and you're pretty much good to go. That's actually the case with a lot of maps in general. If you have just a few changes, it works. And once again, Astronic works pretty well here. You have Amber Wishes, 195 BPM streams, slightly higher BPM this week around. I would have obviously loved like a more gradual BPM increase, or maybe keeping the BPM the same to last week, to focus more on the aim aspect. But you know, sometimes songs just end up like this. Like
I do want to point out, weird thing for a custom map to like a custom tournament map, but this is fully key sounded. It has piano key sounds the entire time. They're pretty good.
Well, yeah, Astronic seems to be pretty motivated for this one at least. There's a few other maps who have like really interesting key hit sounds.
I noticed there's another map in this pool that has the same thing. I don't know. This pool is just really just has key sounding. I guess I'm all for it though, of course.
Yeah, or maybe the map they copy the keys hit sounds off of have keys. I don't know. Who knows? But
that part I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm also all for that.
There are key sounds. It doesn't work. Oh yeah. Also. Okay, the replay apparently doesn't work. This fun fact, this was actually done in a test play lobby with Scovy 2, and apparently getting the replay doesn't work for Scovy 1. Okay, I remember that, I guess. Because the score is actually going ballistic on the left as if it's Scovy 1.
Azard is just that good, man. He's getting 25 million points.
Exactly, man. Oh, Azard. Yeah, this was a multi-lobby where we just tested stuff.
I really love the casual replay farming, just like in the lobby, just testing. Like, yep, it's good to go.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of just bound to happen when you have like, honestly, extremely good players on the playtesting team. They could just sight read a lot of these maps, especially like this early on, right? So it's gonna happen.
And it's also a good sign if you can sight read something, because there's not any unfair patterns in it. There are some changes though, however, compared to this one isn't quite the same as the uploaded one. For example, the 1/3 part is slightly different, so it's way easier to read. That's where Azrael actually got most of his 100s from.
Also, I think this map doesn't have anything weird in it, I would say. It's pretty standard. This play is... I don't know how to relate this, or like, I forgot the name of the map. You know the really, I think it's Oceanus by Broccoli.
Oceanus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get that kind of vibe from this map. Maybe that's just me. It's a little bit odd, but like everybody liked that map, and it was in so many tournaments, right?
Yeah,
so.
Both of these maps actually have really low spacing between the streams, so like you don't actually have that much aim involved, which I guess is pretty comfortable for stream players.
All right, here's another map with very low spacing from the beloved duo of Mirash and Delis. Here's Unmei no Kosaku.
Yeah, it's the resident alternate map here. You see another Delis and Mirage collab. Man, yeah, let's just let's focus on the map for now. It has, as a song, if you know the song, you kind of know what to expect from it. There are some sections with just longer alt patterns, and that's pretty much what the map has. It has a bit of a mix of flow and snap aim, but I think more flow aim than last week. And otherwise, it's an alternate map. There you go. Slightly higher speed though than you expect.
I think the most determining factor of this map, especially when you consider the slot that this is in for, the low spacing on the majority of these patterns is pretty noteworthy, actually. Like, usually the spacing is a lot higher, so a lot of these patterns look pretty scary, but when you look at how, like, just low spacing there is, it's not actually all that bad to play.
Yeah, what was the term you used? Negative aim on that?
Anti-aim?
No, like negative aim, where like as there's very low space, there was a feedback you posted for one map in a later stage.
Did I say that?
yeah, you said so. Like the mismap has negative aim, so it's pretty easy.
Oh, apparently I said that.
I think that's a really funny way of putting it. I like it.
Yeah, I'd have to attribute the negative aim, if you will, to the CS 3.8 method being employed here, right?
Yeah.
That's a trade secret.
CS 4.2 in Nomad 1, you have to balance it out, you know? Plus minus 8. This one's 3.8, Nomad 1 is 4.2. There we go, we got it. Okay, I think this is a bounty replay. Oh yeah, by the way, these repeats, definitely have to pay attention a little bit to them. They got their SV nerfed a bit, but if you just lazily aim them on the head and stay there, you can slide up it. Just move down the middle, you should be fine.
Why did he have to name himself Find a Better Duo?
I mean, is he wrong though?
Is he?
No. That's right, yes, he is wrong.
Okay.
We're probably not going to talk about the reasons why, but I mean, dude, Mirash and Delos is a very vital duo for any map pooling experience.
Oh,
They lift the spirits.
Okay, that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that makes
Wait,
sense.
am I misinterpreting this name? I don't know.
I think so, dude. Like,
I don't know the
whole
story
meme
behind
is
it.
like-
So I don't know.
It's like, you know, Mirage and Della find a better duo, like, kind of in that context, you know, that's how I read it, rather than find a better duo, literally.
Oh. yeah, it was mostly as a meme, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No SS. Unlucky.
It's pretty close enough. That's actually a really good score, by the way. A lot of the patterns are quite hard to hit. But I think you can expect pretty high accuracies from players in general on this. Just like it's a map where you miss a lot, but there's not really anything that's hard to time. So there's that.
Also OD8.
Oh, true. All right, let's take a look at Nomad 4, Fat Yoshi by Asilica. Wait, that's not the name of the song. It's Esperos. But, yeah.
Yeah, it has a fat Yoshi in the background, so I don't judge you for, I don't fault you for misinterpreting that. Could very well be about fat Yoshis here, and the map allows is fat 3D Yoshis, 100%. I can attest to that.
Wait, what happened to the negative social credit? What?
that is a secret lore for next year. Yeah, so we have an Asilica tech map. If you know Asilica, you probably kind of know already what this is all about and how it maps. The first half is mostly focused on the cut streams, and the second half has a lot more janky 1/4 into slider stuff. Otherwise, I think this is pretty much as you would expect from a Asilica map. It's a tech map, yeah.
I think Asilica is probably the other like really noteworthy like Nomad tech mapper that I think any tournament needs, along with Real Lazy, right? They have very like contrasting styles that I think people like. There's like some subtle differences, but he has a very unique mapping style that I think no one is really recreating. So I think it's really nice to see. I think he did a pretty good job. Also, this is the other map I was talking about that has some key sounding. It's pretty subtle, but there's some. Well, it's not really that subtle, but like if you don't know it's there, it just sounds like it's a part of the song. It's additive key sounding, and I'm now done talking about hit sounding. I'm sorry.
That's fine. For any hit sound enjoyers, there you go. Play this without hit sounds.
No one will play this with hit sound.
True, but I mean you can try. Is this ring a bell healthy?
Yeah. I was gonna say something along the lines of Isil and Real having the contrasting styles. Hey, can we talk about their collab?
No, we don't. We do not. That is forbidden knowledge. Thank you very much.
Man, up there with the social credit. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this map. It's pretty much well covered, right? Like sliders and stuff between them in the second half, cut stream in the first half. Isil, like you've seen it, you played it.
Yeah, funnily enough, we did have a Real Lazy Asilica collab planned. That is not going to be the case anymore. This is the survivor of this map. And on that collab I definitely was able to notice the differences, and I just know that Yeah, Silica goes ham a lot more if he wants to.
All right, well, how do you follow up on Fat Yoshi being in OWC? Let's with this, of course. Here's the No Mod 5 speed pick, I believe, by two first-time mappers for OWC. I think this is a collab between Alden and Fairy.
Yeah, both first-time mappers, and just enjoy the background, enjoy the song. It's a speed map, it's more stamina heavy. I'll stay quiet now. I mean,
I really like seeing this type of song in OWC and just in OS Standard in general. This is a type of song that is very present in a lot of the older rhythm games, and even some of the other Osu modes. I think most notably Osumania, and with like Stepmania roots and stuff like that. There's a lot of music like this in those games that I think just never really got a good representation in Standard. So it's super nice to see this.
Yeah, basically this is, it's 235 BPM mashcore. I don't know if that's actually the genre, but it sounds like mashcore to me. And all it is like, it's pretty much, even though it's 5 BPM lower than last week's, this is all about, the consistency. I think you can make parallels to something like Xenobeat, just a lot easier.
Anybody see the sliders? Yeah, chat saw it.
Didn't see it.
you only will see half slider.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. But yeah, about these mappers, Alden, he actually was a pretty renowned 4-digit tournament player, and so he got into mapping a while back. Winber 1 mentee, and then he's just kind of come into his own. So, and Fairy is a new face. I've seen them a lot doing custom Nomad 4s for other tournaments. So.
There's been mapping for a while, but recently has really like stepped up the mapping to be a pretty like equivalent top tier to a lot of the like mapping quality that you would expect. So I'm sure in the future we'll be seeing a lot more from him.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have to admit, finding a proper song for Nomad 5 when you don't want to map metal is a pain.
Yeah.
It's such a pain.
There's not that many genres you can really go for, right? So usually it's always metal. It's like a Mazarin song, you know?
Yeah, and it same kind of reminds me of a Nomad 3. It's either 4 minutes or you can't use it.
Dude, I can't get over this background. It's so good. All right. Oh, no stranger to this next pick here. Let's get into Hidden One, of course, by Lasse, and I believe this is an edit of an existing map or something like that, right?
No, this is actually a custom map, but he's gonna rank this one, so he just called it OWC. He's gonna
so he made a regular version of the OWC version.
Yeah, no, he did a regular version, and we told him, Lasse, this is so freaking hard, and then we just nerfed a bunch of stuff. Put CS 3.8 on it, put approach at 9.41. Yeah, and this is the map now. Unfortunately, we do not see the HP drain, because HP drain is obviously 7.27.
Why'd you have to mention it? No!
I mean,
Guys,
I
do
had
not
to.
look at the HP drain, he's wrong.
I mean, we don't have it on the showcase because we don't care about HP drain as we use no fade. But this one is, as you would expect from Lasse, pattern aim, and more pattern aim. I mean, if you know his maps and the way he maps, yeah, we just saw him go crazy, pattern aim, and there's a few longer bursts in this one. There's I think a 30 node stream or 20 node or something at the end. So there are a few longer streams. It's like a mix of both, but mostly if your aim is not on point, this is a go next.
Honestly, like, I think it's very hard to talk about Lasse customs because they have just never missed. Like, you know exactly what to expect. You know it's going to be 10 out of 10 quality. It's going to be a really good song, and the map quality, the map itself is usually a very popular pick. And I think this is the same as always. Like, this is just a fantastic job.
Yeah. You see, it's for me, it's that. Except sub out custom mapping to just talking about Lassa in general. Like I've commented MCA for the past couple of years, and Lassa always comes up, and I'm like, man, where do we even start? Like, whew.
What I want to start with is this guy's absolutely bonkers when we tell him to go for a song and he's done it to days or something. That's definitely something I don't see a lot of mappers do. The only guy who comes close is Down, who finishes the map before even sending a preview.
The whole map, that's the preview.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this song is okay. One day later, here's the song. Wait, no, 90%. What? Wait, what? Did we tell you to do 30 seconds and then we...
Yeah, send us a 15-second preview and it gives you the whole, 3-minute marathon with hit sounds and a storyboard.
Exactly. It's absolutely insane. Both these players, especially Lasse, are on a different level. Like, Jesus Christ.
Some mappers are just built different, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole set of this map is already done too, right?
Yes, he already got a bunch
Not only did Lasse just do this map, but he made the version he intends to rank and also the full spread.
Right, yeah, he already has a few guest difficulties. I don't know, he's built different. And it's pretty funny when Lasse is like, I don't really want a map for courses because then I have to hold my maps for and wait a year to upload them, and then I don't like him anymore. Oh man, he just wants us to get ranked as soon as possible.
I think this is just a good opportunity to, I think just appreciate the mappers a little bit. It's not the first time we're appreciating Lasse, but I think on this pick, I think it's there's a lot of work that goes into all of these, right? And some people do that work exceptionally well and exceptionally efficiently, and I think we're thankful to have those people around.
Yep, I am with you there, Azer. This is yet again another hit by Lassa. Nothing else to say.
Yeah, I would also say this is one of the harder maps in the pool, mostly because of the length, I would say. Pretty unrelenting, so yeah, and there's the long stream, low spacing, so just get your stamina point.
No, it's double tappable.
True, it is double tappable.
It's only 190. It's probably doable, I think. Okay, now for the low AR hidden slot. I think this map's changed a couple times, but here is a custom by Flask. It's a funny taiko song, Sengoku Sangen.
And it is Flask himself doing the replay. Yeah, this one's a low BPM push date once again. This time not like half slash where he just does modern mapping and just does whatever he wants. This one is grid snapping and old style CS5. You see a bunch of varying spacing, grid snapping all over the place, some overlaps. Yeah, this is the map. Wonderful. I think it's pretty fun. I don't know if you played already, Aza. What do you think about it?
It's extremely comfortable for a pick like this. I mean, it looks a little bit intimidating, but if you've played any map like this, and chances are, if you're playing a map like this in the OWC, there's a lot of old style, grids, AR8s, low BPM, funny taiko songs. That's not an uncommon mix. This is not the first time we see this, right? So it does play pretty comfortably. I think my first reaction when playing this was I think this is kind of easy. There's not much to miss on. I feel like there isn't that many weird jump patterns or anything. If you can read it and if you can normally play AR8 anyway, I think this is a very comfortable pick.
Meanwhile, Flask farming the replay for 2 or 3 hours.
He has the mapper debuffs. Man, mappers can't play their own maps. This is how it works.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Oh, and there's another OWC slider.
Wait, I didn't even see that one.
You didn't see that? Come on.
I mean, I saw the slider, but I didn't make the connection.
Okay.
That's really good.
Oh yeah, actually, in these the Kia here, you have the 1/4 into 1/6.
Yeah, forgot to mention that. A lot of the triples here are not 1/4. They're 1/6 with like the first note chopped off. They're like faster delayed triples. I think if there's any act drops anywhere, that's probably where they are, because the rest of the map is easily accessible, I think, for a lot of people. We're probably seeing a lot of those. But yeah, that's the hidden pool. Let's continue to the trend of recognizable old school hard rock ones. It's Twerk by Nathan, a good old classic.
Do I really need to introduce this map? Hey Harvey, do you know this map?
Oh my, I can't believe we are seeing this again. What year are we in? Like, man.
This was ranked in 2014?
Yeah?
Somewhere around there. All I remember is when this map came out, Nathan did like a school project or something on the mapping of this and got a bunch of like replays and showed it off for like a school project. I don't know. Maybe someone remembers what I'm talking about, but yeah, there's a lot of effort that went into this map, but like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
when I look at a map like this, when I look at a map like this, I like to say this is like an ancestor tech map in the sense of this sort of style was the predecessor to what the modern tech maps are built on, where it's not actually about like slider go whoosh yet. It's more of just like high 1/4 frequency in general. So this map was made around that time with like, you know, RLC, Nathan, etc. with active mappers in that. And they were kind of like, this was the first like big foray into that. So, especially on electronic songs, this is where the style started to become identified with that genre of music. So, it's just such a throwback to see this. And we even saw that like in pools at the time, right? Like the tech slot in tournaments really started with maps like these because, you know, the crazy slider go whoosh stuff didn't happen till, you know, like a year or two later. So.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about how just influential this is, because it really is. It's a bit of an older map, but like this shaped a lot of things. Not only just about mapping, right? Like it was kind of like an evolution of a style of mapping that a lot of people like. And you said it kind of almost like it didn't birth tech, but it definitely put it on the spotlight for sure.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I look to stuff like this, and I look to stuff like techno nationalism and like that sort of stuff when I'm thinking of early tech. So it's really interesting, and it's like basically that's kind of the point of saying it's like today that's not even close. So that's why we're seeing it in Hard Rock 1, right? In aim slot. This is you know, this is slight lower SR than you would expect to account for that, but here it is. You know, it's not too crazy and out there.
I think an important distinction too is I think from my own experience, a lot of the older tech maps that were made around this time and like shortly afterwards, not all of them aged that well. Like there's a lot of very like primitive concepts, and now that people have mastered those for like years by now, you know, things aren't so good anymore. This map doesn't have any of that though. It still holds up to this day, and I think people are gonna like seeing this.
Yeah, on that note, pour one out for my boy Nold. Anyways.
What about the playability side of this though? I guess because maybe I know there's been a lot of new players in this game, right? So maybe for people aren't like too familiar with this map since it's a little bit old. So how does this play? How does this fit into a pool?
Playtesting wise, no one of the playtesters really had any issues. Obviously, we do have some newer players, but also a lot of old players. I'm not looking in the mirror right now. Yeah, it seems to be fine. Like I think it's definitely aged well in terms of playability. It's a lot of symmetry, obviously, and there's not a lot of overlap, so it's straightforward to read. Just C circle, click circle. That playability wise, I think even modern players should not really have too many issues with this.
500s, by the way. What the hell?
Yeah, Barty lost this one.
Anyway, here's the other hard rock. It is Voyager by Kip Alt. Again, another very seasoned tourney mapper that I think everybody is happy to see. This map is really hard though. It looks very innocent, but it's so slow. It's 145 BPM with a lot of rhythm complexity, and on AR10 that can actually be kind of tricky.
Shout out to Bartik, who also still thought it was easy. I mean,
Not surprised.
Yeah, this map is, I mean, it's a K-Kip map, right? You kind of know how he maps. And this is I think you can almost draw a parallel to the Courses Qualifier Harder 2.
Yes.
Except less rhythm and more aim control.
What's the name of that one? Loken or something?
Introspect by Loken.
Okay, yeah.
They had the lick, man.
Of course.
Oh, the lick, okay. Yeah, this was one of those aim control, 1/3. Yeah. CS6.5, a slightly different CS6.5. It was aim last week, it's not this week. There we go, it's more aim control. The banger for song.
Yeah, I didn't really get to play this too much myself, but honestly, I think it's pretty tricky. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of rhythm complexity, and I think this requires a pretty specific skill set that, I don't know. I think this is going to be a little bit less accessible in relation to other like precision hard rock picks. So we might be seeing like some of the better teams try to abuse that fact.
Yeah, I think compared to last week's pool, this pool has a bit more, how should I put it? I guess a bit more risks taken, I would say. So you can definitely, either you would, there are some people who can probably like the pool more than last week, but I think there's gonna be plenty of people who also dislike the pool more than last week because it's a little less standard.
All right, I do believe is this their first map? I don't know. I think this is their first map, or at least I don't quite remember seeing them. But
last year there was a CS 2.6 free mod map by K-Kip.
I don't mean K-Kip. I mean the next mapper, which we'll get into.
Okay.
It's DT1 Eden Song by Kowari.
Oh yeah, this one's a new one. Kowari's first song this year, and first song custom in general. I think in OVC. I don't know if we ever used a map of this. Probably not. But yeah, this one's the generic DT1, and as you can see, the star rating, it's not stopping. I don't know. Play testing, and then it's like, this was fine. DT1 last week was apparently completely fine despite being 0.2 stars higher than most of the pool. Well, there you go, another 0.2 star higher DT1. It's pretty comparable to last week. You have your jumps, the raw difficulty is decently high on this. It has a few bursts here and there. Yeah, that's the map.
I think that's an important thing to talk about. I actually mentioned this on the last match of the round on cast. DT1 usually is like the free bingo space that like everybody plays, and like there's just 8 ways on it, right? So I don't know if there was a conscious effort to make it harder than it used to be, but I think it has a nice effect because usually I feel like it's in a different league of its own. At least it has been in previous World Cups, but I think now that the difficulty's been adjusted to be a little bit harder than the rest of the pool, you're kind of accounting for the fact that the majority of the players can play this and wants to play this and are super comfortable with this, right? So you kind of have to balance for that a little bit.
Yeah, this is pretty much. You want to go ahead, Hafi?
Yeah, I would pretty much agree with that. You know, DT1, like the most dominant skill set in the game is fast aim right now. Fast aim, slightly high AR, and you know, with the lower BPMs that are being used for DT1 in general, it's gonna be really easy for. This is like easier than Nomad 1 for most people because Nomad 1 I feel like appeals to a different type of aim player, you know, less of the performance points gainer, more of the multi-lobby, like, grazed map love player sort of thing. So,
a very sophisticated way to say it. Performance point gainer.
Gonna start farming here. But yeah, it was not really a conscious effort, it was mostly a, let's just play them and expect kind of similar scores. Nomad 1 also had a bit of a move towards harder difficulties, or at least higher difficulty in general, compared to the rest of the pool. I think Nomad 1 used to be the same star rating as every other map in the pool, and then it started being higher in some cases. But then it somehow dropped down again. Maybe it was star rating reworks or something, but generally, AIM and DT1 and Nomad 1 specifically have skill sets or like focus on skill sets everyone has. You have to have aim playing this game. And these are like the box standard, mostly aim-focused maps. And this is what you farm. This is what everyone farms. So it has to be slightly harder than what you expect a new player on how long it takes him to get to a specific map and FC it. Because there's just so much bias involved.
Yeah, I think that's always one of the parts that are pretty interesting about map pool balancing. You're not trying to make things the same difficulty, but you have to account for people being better at certain things and worse at certain things. Anyway, it wouldn't be a World Cup without Senya DT speed pick, although it is a little bit of an adaptation. This is a custom by Lucent, but I mean, every single person watching this has heard the song already.
Right, yeah, this was a classic. It's the DT1. Compared to last week, I would say almost Nomad 5 and DT2 kind of swapped roles. Where the Nomad 5 last week was a bit more aimy, and DT1 was pretty low spacing and like no aim. This one has a decent level of aim required to play it, and has its like short burst. While the Nomad 5 in this week's pool is way lower spacing, and it's just about the tapping, and yeah, just swap them around pretty much. And a Lucent map, I mean, you can't really go wrong. Senya, Lucent, burst, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much. The iconic map, of course, of this is the one that Scorpio made. So, and that one also has those gigantic squares. This one does not have those gigantic squares, so you should be good there. On that note, as far as background, so we are now, I think this tutorial has pink hair too. So that's 2 pink hair girls in the background fours. Are we gonna be getting a third one?
Oh, the pink girl background ratio, I haven't really taken care of that stat. I actually don't know.
Me and Fours are more preoccupied with the anime song ratio, the one that actually matters.
Yeah. Also,
we got to keep that down.
Yeah, the anime song ratio, that's the inverse of the banger ratio. They're intertwined, and although this one's hard. I wouldn't call it an anime song, right? I think this one's good. Yeah.
Nah.
Toho. It's Toho, yeah. Different things.
Big difference. Oh, okay. This one has purple-ish, magenta hair, so we're wrong on the pink.
I mean, close enough, right? They're cousins.
True.
50 Shades of Purple. Let's go.
Look, I am just saying I have used both of them as avatars in the past, so that's how you know. Like, there's definitely some pink hair there.
This is the Bartek replay, right?
I think so. Because if it was me,
it's always a mystery with these names, man.
Yeah, but
maybe we should just guess. I don't actually know. Maybe chat should guess. There's a lot. Replays are like done by like 4 people, right? So not a lot of differences to choose from. Anyway, let's get into the last DT, which is an existing map, but I think this was like map for tournament before or something. Oh god.
Yeah, this is. Okay, don't even ask me. Don't even ask me. Just ignore it and focus on the map. So this DT3 slot actually had a quite the history. I think we just slotted this in 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago.
We actually had this map in for like a month, and then we filled out the pool. And then we noticed a few shortcomings, and then we were like, yeah, okay, let's replace DT3. So we found like 2 DT3 alternatives, and they were so boring and just I didn't want to put that in. So we took the lesser evil of 2, which is having a slight overlap with the mapping style of KK, and just having a more fitting map. This one's kind of reminiscent of last week, except way more focused on the aim control part. And it actually is pretty stamina draining. Do not underestimate this.
Okay, it's relatively slow at 2 and 9, I think, for a stamina pick. That's pretty slow.
Yeah, it is not stamina focused, it's mostly the aim control, finger control aspect, but just because of the amount of finger control there is in the map, this is decently stamina draining, so if you're not comfortable with 209 DPM, you might have slight issues here.
a lot of finger control in this.
Yeah, this is quite the contrast compared to last week's. In the sense of last week's the bursts were kind of more spaced out. So even though that was 224 BPM, this is 209. This one just never stops, right? So it's basically like, oh, you have to do 209, and you have to have such mastery of it that you can not only hit doubles and quads and read them fluently, you also have to be able to like just keep up with it for 4 minutes, right? Or the equivalent of 4 minutes. I think this is 240 after double time, so not too bad. Fun fact, I've actually like played a lower difficulty of this in K-Kip's tournament earlier this year, Bamboo Cup. It was rank restricted, so he was giving us his spread difficulties as finger control maps there.
No, I think this might actually be the same difficulty.
No, that one was easier.
Okay, it was okay.
Yeah,
I actually remember that.
This one was for OTST. I think that was actually one of the Taiwanese players, Shiina Noriko's tournament. So,
okay.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely been around though.
That wraps up the DTs. Let's get into the free mods now with the good old Captain 1 map, Quan.
Yeah, the Captain 1 CS5 version 8. We do have it this time around. This one's way more burst heavy than last week.
I do want to emphasize that again. It's a Hard Rock replay, so you don't get to see this, but this is AR8. It's tricky.
Yeah, it is CS5 AR8, the classic. This time we do have the CS5 AR8. So the pool will feel a little bit more small circle favorite, because last week Hidden Wall was actually planned to be a bit smaller in circles. This time around we do have two, like a CS5 hidden map and a CS5 free mod map next to the hard rocks. Yeah, this one's bursty, has a bit of aim, kind of a mix of both, I would say, because when you go down this dreamy CS5 AR8's rabbit hole, it's not actually that as fun, or like it's hard to pull off properly, I would say, to make it balanced for both mods. But yeah, this one, I mean, this might actually have been used in quite a decent amount of tournaments, so some tournament players might be familiar with this one.
Yeah, in particular, this one was featured. This one was created and featured in Nick's Winter Cup 2021. So that's where this one came from. Captain was just like, "Hey, I found this Veriquidus song that would work for CS5 AR8," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you did." Like, what the heck? So kind of where this came about. It's actually quite there's a lot of parallels between the style used here and the one for the Fremont one last week. I just see like this whole space burst that kind of don't stop sort of thing for Fremont one last week being used here. Very similar in that sense. Just kind of nice to see how those difficulty elements like translate to lower AR, higher CS.
I think there was some discussion about the lack of AR8 CS5 last week, is that right? So it's good that it comes back here. I think people are always expecting to see this.
Yeah, there were a few people who mentioned a lack of CS5 AR8, but it's mostly something you use because CS5 AR8 is like pretty free to just put in, and it's kind of balanced on both mods. You don't need to think about it a lot. Maybe playtest it once and you're good, and not like actually try to balance stuff. Yeah, this one, I mean, there were a few things being changed in the pool, and then we noticed this one will be a decent alternative, so we just went for it.
This has a pretty,
there will be more CS5 AR8 the next stages, but like early stages, we don't need to go for CS5 AR8.
This does strike a pretty good balance with the remaining free mod, which is a pretty big circle map by Ryusei Eika.
Yeah, and this one's a CS5 base A map, and since I think I've heard you play it, you wanna tell us about this map, Aza?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's 3.5 base, not CS5 base. I think you actually said that one.
I said CS 3.5. Did I say CS5?
I think so.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
I'm just
maybe my listening skills aren't up to par, but yeah, it does have pretty big circles. Again, this is a Hard Rock replay as well, so you don't really get to see that. But this map features a lot more of that anti-aim type thing, the awkward jumps. Oddly enough, there's a Delos Mirage map in the pool, and it's not this one because it kind of plays like it a little bit. I think this is probably likely to be one of the more popular maps because it's very comfortable, actually. There's like I said, there's a lot of anti-aim, but it's not uncomfortable aim. It's mostly just only in the Kai, which you'll see soon enough. It's pretty comfy, but I think this on mods can get kind of hard in relation to no mods. So I think this map, at least for teams, are going to require 2 really strong modded players. It's probably going to heavily rely on them because you can see this with Hard Rock. It's pretty jumpy for a round of 16 map.
Yeah, this type of map has a couple parallels. So this is kind of like a weirder version of a map that we saw last year in WC 2020. I believe it was the Very Chill map. It was a Dayanen song. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's a little bit more difficulty consistent. Tosses in some more interesting patterns. You know, Ryusei, you already know. I don't think I would call the aim on this one comfortable. It has like a lot of raw aim, but it's a lot of the patterning is pretty freeform, so pattern recognition tends to suffer. It tends to force you to like snap to each object, and so that's kind of the whole challenge there. This I think this was based off of a map Corsairs used this year, so.
Yeah, this is pretty much it was done in parallel with like a bit of inspiration from the Spartan free mods map in courses, and the Very Chill map is also a pretty good reference. Just a big circus jump. This is pretty much as a balancing act for the normal one, which has definitely a bit of more burst focus. And if you want a slider, if you want a cursor go whoosh map on jumps, this is it.
Yeah, I'd say it complements the. Sorry about that. I'd say it complements the mod 1 pretty well. What were you saying, Azer?
I was just clarifying that this is AR9 flat, I think. Since it's Hard Rock, we don't get to see it. I think it's a pretty important detail.
Yeah, so there's a bit of density when you go hidden on this one. I also balancing this map has been a very interesting feat because I would say nomad wise it's like half a stage on the easier side, but like Hard Rock and hidden are like half a stage on the harder side, so it like kind of meets in between. So the modded play is definitely gonna have struggling a little bit more, but it's actually not as hard as you would expect the star rating to say. 6.9 stars after Hard Rock, but it feels pretty fair in comparison to other maps in the pool, at least according to our test players.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most popular map of this round. This just has a little bit of everything that every team wants. Gets to showcase some of their skill cap with the mods as well. And it is time for the tiebreaker. You want to have a quick word before we go? Oh, all right, we're just going. All right, okay. It's a tiebreaker by overload code. It's a weird one. Here's your Western music. This has a lot of like 7/4 time signature, and I think the very first thing I said when I looked at this map is, this guy had a lot of fun mapping this. It's just a map that you kind of just get to see how like genuine it is. Like, it's not forcing anything. It's just a fun map and it works, you know?
I mean, yeah, this map is, I think, one of the gems, at least coming out of this year's ODC. I think unanimously, everyone who saw the map when it first got completed, and were like, yeah, this is pretty good. There were just a few balancing acts that had to be done, but that's pretty much it. It's a Western song. It's, I don't know, I think it's overload code at its best, I would say.
Shoutouts to the stop sign sliders where the singer says stop.
True. I mean, the thematical sliders. Okay, let's go. I really like how the sliders just incorporated and representing the guitars in the background. It's just very fun. And just the way he plays with slider velocity. Yeah, it has streams, it has jumps, it has some faster sliders. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a really fun map and a cool song. Yeah, feel free to listen to the end.
got for this one, Half?
Yeah, I mean, I think you more or less got it right. Like Mapper looks like he had a lot of fun. There's pretty much every skill set here. Like there's aim, there's raw aim, there's pattern aim, there's slider aim. Like it's just there's even flow aim, right? Like they're not too much on the rhythm complexity, but it's more of every flavor of aim is being showcased in this in some form. Aside from like aim control, I can say, but that kind of complements the rest of the pool pretty well. There's aim controls kind of like siloed into a few slots overall. So seeing this kind of general aim challenge for this pit pool seems pretty good. Also, I will say that this is also Overload Code's name change. I don't know if it's his name change to View, but OLC, like, just gone with the acronym. Like, it's pretty cool.
Oh, I actually didn't even know about that.
Yeah, it's kind of clean, actually. I do have to say.
Yeah, I like it. But I mean, again, like this, you can already tell like how fun this map looks. I think to expand on that a little bit, I think the only skill sets that like aren't in this is like rhythm complexity. There's just none of that. It's very simplistic. But also there's no like tech elements whatsoever. I would say it's just it's straightforward, but it has like so much variety. Like the song is just playing the same 4 bars over and over and over again, and the map just feels different every time because it's just mapping to all these like different things the subtle changes in the song and stuff like that. So it makes for a very fun experience. This does not feel repetitive whatsoever. It's really a blast to play. Also, it does have a couple of lengthier streams I think we're about to see pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I think most of this is closer to 200 BPM, if I'm not wrong. I think most of them are like 198 or something. It's a bit variable because it's a pretty old song.
Yeah, obviously it was great that OLC is the person who maps this for the timing.
There's the first one. There's more. But again, like, it's nice because it doesn't really feel forced. It's not like, hey, we need some streams in our tiebreaker to like please the speed players. It just like fits super naturally in the song, which is always nice, I think. Sometimes we have to try a little bit hard to like force balance, and I know some people are not a fan of that. This just doesn't have any of that. It's a map. We didn't have to do anything for this, right? Like, it's like you said, you just submitted the map and you're like, yep, this is good.
I want to say OLC was definitely really good to work with, like, throughout the entire process. I don't know, I cannot complain at all about this map, to be honest. Yeah, I think personally it's pretty fun. I think unanimously everyone loved it, and I hope all the players will also love it. I hope we will see it 1 or 2 times at least the next weekend.
I think to add a little bit to my experience with this, because I did like just see this map for the first time like a couple hours ago. The first time I looked at this, I'm like, wow, people are gonna hate this. This is weird. But then I played it and I'm like, never mind. This is amazing. This is super fun. So give it a shot. Even if you aren't playing another VC, like this map is fantastic to play it. And that is it. That's the round of 16 pool. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, I hope with the same pool size, everyone will like the pool. At least you have your strategic options for the upcoming matches. There will be a lot of spicy matches coming up. Next week we'll follow up with the quarterfinals pool, which will be quite a bit bigger, and we'll have way more options there. And yeah,
that is true actually. So this is the last pool for this format. So qualifiers, the best of goes up, which means the pool size also goes up. So you're gonna start seeing your no mod 6s, your filler mods, your old style DTs. Your slow free mods, probably. I don't know. There's 5 more maps in that pool. So for now, this is the last smaller size pool. And yeah, that about wraps up the showcase. I don't know if you have any closing comments, Half Slash.
No, I think that's it. There's not too much on this pool. You know, there's like lots of aim. The weird stuff hasn't really come in. That's what's coming in next week. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
All right. Well, personally, I think it's a pretty damn good pool. Mostly considering the matchups that we have next week. Take a look at the brackets whenever you have a chance. Next week, you certainly do not want to miss. Even though it's only round of 16, there are some ridiculous matches in the upper bracket. You're gonna want to see all of them. And so we hope to see you guys there. That's gonna wrap it up for us this week, though. So thanks for holding the showcase with us today, guys. For his Half Slash, always appreciated to have you guys on. As for us, though, it's going to be it. So we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Goodbye.
See ya.